Alright. Let me see. Alright.
We ready.
We ready.
Hey you guys, welcome back to Patty's Panel, the podcast edition. You already know what's up. We have a guest today.
Hey y'all, how y'all doing?
It's my friend Tori. He's my good friend from college. So you already know we had to link up and talk about some educational things.
Already.
Okay, you ready?
I'm ready.
So today our topic is going to be dating in our 20s.
Whew.
Right, it's gonna get a little spicy. No shots are fired, no shade is given. We're just speaking from experience, what we know, what we think we know, and all that above. You know, opinions can change as we get older, but for right now, we're just gonna tell y'all what we think.
Okay, I'm down with it.
You down with it? Alright, okay, cool. So let's go ahead and get started. What do you personally define as a relationship?
You know what's so crazy? I feel like, you know, when we were younger, like what made you like in a relationship, like, hey, you're my boyfriend, or you're my
girlfriend. It was that easy.
Yeah. And now I feel like it's so different now because I found myself in, dare I say, situationships without even like knowing.
Yes.
Kind of like, you know, dealing with somebody, whether y'all start having sex and, you know, hanging out, it's kind of like, hey, this is my boo. Like, it did, or I still had the experience. Sometimes, like my most recent one was, you know, it was more so, hey, what we're doing, okay, we're dating.
Right.
So, but I think my definition is two people on the same page, on the same accord with the same feelings.
Same page.
Yeah.
I felt that part. Okay.
What about you?
I think a relationship is, at least romantically anyway, it's two people, for me personally, someone else that I can confide in, be myself with, because that's kind of hard. Like, I can be in a shell sometimes, so if I feel myself around you, like, I can show all sides of myself, feel comfortable with you, talk to you, always want to be around you, because sometimes I don't like to be around people, just authentically be 100% me, and we on the same page, we're on the same accord, romantically and all that. You're my best friend, my lover, all in one. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah.
Have you I'm gonna go there. Have you ever been in a situation where it's like you don't know what y'all doing, or how did that feel? Because I don't know. I know from my experience, it kind of like I just remember feeling like so confused.
Yeah.
It's like the feelings are there, but it's like the title not there. It's like, does the title matter, or?
So I hate to admit it, but I feel like I've been in more situationships than I have been in relationships.
Me too.
Yeah. So, but for me personally, I think titles are important. For me, you can buy me all the gifts, you can take me on all the dates, you can do all that stuff, but I think until you ask me to be your girlfriend, it's just not official. I'm sorry. I'll be your boo all day, but because I don't know, I've been in a situation as well where, you know, it was like, we in a relationship, we're doing all the relationship stuff, and then I was like, you know, I'm your girl, and it was like, oh, nah, you're not. And I was like, oh! Damn. So ever since that point in my life now, I think for both of our sanities, I just gotta be like, so...
What are we?
What are we?
What we doing?
No, I'm not gonna assume you gonna ask me to be your girlfriend, or we just not official, boo.
Right.
So, that's that.
That's true too, man. Oh my gosh. I can go all day. No, but do you think it's a because you know, like I look on social media and stuff, and I see what people say, like I don't know, like I feel like with social media, it's so kind of like normal to kind of end up in situationships. It's like, you know, people want to have that special person where they, you know, have sex with, go on like little trips and have a little secret boo thing, but it's like never like official. So I don't know if that's like our generation thing or people been doing that, but I don't know, it's weird.
I think people been doing it. I do think it's like heightened more now than ever, maybe. And I really can't even tell you why. Like, But part of me thinks our generation has trust issues. They got trauma, and
Yeah.
we're gonna get into that later.
Yeah. Most definitely.
I think overall, if we had to put it in one big umbrella, they have a problem with commitment.
I agree.
So that just leaves everyone in situationships.
Right.
Yeah, you mine, but you're not really mine for real. So don't get it twisted. I'll drop you in a minute, and all of that is some toxic stuff. Not.
Right, yeah, I agree. Most definitely.
So let's get into it. Why do you think it's so hard to date in our 20s?
You kind of touched on a little bit, just like commitment issues. I think in this generation we have like options galore. Like I feel like back then people dated locally. If that makes sense.
Right.
Or like you in the military, you might get you like a girlfriend from overseas. But now, even if you don't get out the house, you can go on apps. You can go on all these social sites. You know what I mean? And then plus on meeting people in real life.
Right.
But I don't know. I think like options for one. And then two, on a deeper level, I know I was talking to another female friend. I know dating as a woman, she was saying it's different now because back then a lot of women dated off survival because they need to find like a husband and kind of supporting them financially. Now more so with women, they're supporting themselves, kind of like I can support, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then like you said, just like trust issues, and I feel like even with myself, like sometimes I look like I ain't know who to talk to. Like, all these people out here, you look good, you successful. I ain't know who to talk to.
Right.
So I don't know. I think that's some of the real.
Yeah.
And then I think also too with relationships, a lot of people in our generation, we have these unrealistic expectations of relationships because we see all these celebrities and these relationship goals, and sometimes I feel like if you're kind of in a situation where I feel like if things not going perfect or if you're not flossing and bossing everywhere, it's kind of like okay, I'm ready to move on to better things. Like if people not willing to be riding down.
Write it out. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I do think people, as soon as something bad happens, look, myself, I'm not gonna say as soon as one bad thing, but like you got a few times it make me mad or make me upset, and I be like, all right, you know what? I'm gonna holler at you. And that's not always good because sometimes it's not gonna be a perfect situation. I think it is important to know when to step away and when to stay. I think people in our 20s, like you said, options and stuff, it makes it hard to be like, you know what, you piss me off. I'm just go find someone else because obviously it's not working.
Head out. But nah, for real though.
I also think people have trauma. I think a lot of people in our 20s, as young as we are, I think a lot of people have trauma as well. Trauma being like trust issues for one. Maybe someone did them dirty in high school, middle school, and they just could not let it go. They holding on to that for dear life. Like that one girl hurt me, so I know all y'all other girls are gonna hurt me, or that one guy did me dirty, so I know all these other guys are gonna do me dirty. And that's not a healthy way to look at it either, because you just never know who you're gonna meet. I mean, someone else might do you dirty now. But you never know, that next person might do you good, and if you have all these walls and just trauma that you bring in, you can mess that up. Because trauma will mess something up now. Because you got so many times to blame me for something. And I'm like, you got trust issues. I'm about to call you out because you're not gonna keep
That's just something that I didn't do. It's like
relax. Let me see what else. I think also comparison.
Yeah,
so
like especially like with social media, it's so easy to, and then like I don't know, it's so weird. It's like our generation, we know social media isn't real, but it's still like I feel like everybody trying to keep up with the Jones, or keep up with the Kardashians.
Right. The Kardashians.
Right. And not to throw names out, but you have all these like YouTube couples and celebrity couples, and then like everybody's trying to be like relationship goals or a power couple. Right. And it's like then we see these couples crumble, and it's like they're not. They're not. I don't know. But like I said, I do agree with like just the comparison and trying to keep up everybody in their relationship, and I don't know. And then it's like we got this weird thing where we want to flex with a relationship, but then we also want to keep our partner private.
Right.
It's so weird.
Yeah. You spoke on it. I think that comparison as well, and I also was thinking comparison like, I'm trying to tread lightly when I say this, but like comparison like to maybe your mom and dad, or your aunt and uncle, whatever relationships you saw growing up. Sometimes you could look at it like, yeah, that's a good healthy relationship, and maybe that's not the relationship that's gonna be for you.
Yeah.
Not saying that they had a bad one, or not saying they had a good one. Just saying you're trying to replicate the one you seen, and maybe that's not the way that it's gonna happen for you. You know what I mean?
That's true. I'm glad you touched on that, because like you said, a lot of times growing up, like you see like your role models, your parents, your aunts and uncles, cousins, grandparents, and you see maybe that's how that worked. Like maybe like a certain dynamic worked here, but you try to bring it to your relationship, and your partner's kind of like,
I don't do that.
Right. I'm not doing that. And sometimes I think, I don't know if it becomes like a power struggle or just like a, I don't know, disagreement, but yeah, most definitely just that comparison to other people's relationships, or like who you looked up to previously, or people got everybody too, like in their head got their own idea of what a relationship should be, or what they think their relationship should be.
Right.
And I think just not even communicating. Like I had to learn to say like, hey, I kind of want this in a partner, or this is what I look for in a partner, and kind of be straight up instead of just thinking, oh, this person can read my damn mind. And
yes, ooh. Yeah. Me too, yeah. That's what I had to work with. Because I'm like, why they don't know?
Right.
Why you don't know to do that?
Right.
And I'm like, well, yo.
Okay, we back online.
Alright.
Sorry, y'all.
We back. So, we were saying love languages.
Oh yeah, like for me, like I'm not, I don't really like, especially like material things, it don't make a difference to me, but I had to learn that when you date somebody, something like buying the flowers, it might mean the world to them. You know what I mean? Just because it might not move me, it might move my partner. So I have to learn what's their love language, and move accordingly, basically.
That's true. Wait a day, because I don't really I'll be alright without no flowers. Right. But I know some girls, they be like, oh, he bought me flowers, and I be like,
right.
Thanks for the flowers. I appreciate it, you know what I'm saying, but I ain't like, oh my god, flowers. Right. That's funny.
That's true.
Do you think people our age are rushing to be in relationships just to say they're in one?
Yeah, most definitely. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm about to say, because I feel like I said, go back to that conversation, like keeping up with the Joneses, and then I know it's numerous of reasons why people want to be in a relationship, whether they want to feel love, whether it's for like financial issues, or maybe some just with sex, or, you know what I mean?
Right.
But I do think like people rush just to have that title just to say that they're in a relationship. But I don't know. I feel like this kind of seen older people do it too.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's just like
our age.
Yeah, but some people just do, and it's just like, and then you can kind of tell too, like that's not really authentic. Cause I don't know, like you see those couples or like people in your family, like you can tell like there's authentic love, and sometimes you can tell people just rush to say.
Right. It's like when someone love them, and then the other person like, I don't really like you.
Right.
Yeah. Do you think it's like them for the people on the outside looking in, like they want people to see like, yeah, I'm in a relationship, someone love me, or do you think they're just afraid to be alone?
I think it'd be a mixture of both. I do think a lot of people do not want to be alone. Nobody really wants to be alone,
right?
To be honest. And it causes people to settle, or maybe just to jump on the first thing that they got an opportunity to do. And then I know this kind of like a touchy topic, but some people don't have as many options as other people though.
That's true.
I mean, just speaking like realistically, like people who might not be as physically attractive as what people, whatever.
Yeah.
Or maybe I know I seen this vlog where like when we were talking about like once they have kids it's harder to date and just different stuff and then from the people like on the outside looking in, I think that's still just kind of, I don't know. I just think it's just kind of like the keeping up with the Joneses thing, man. Like everybody just everybody want to put this like portrait on, like I got the life. And,
right. Yeah, I think so too. Cause I've heard people be like, "Dang, I've been single for like so and so years." I know they probably thinking like, "What's wrong with me?" But I'm like, "Why is someone gotta think something wrong with you? Maybe." I mean, but you have heard that though, right? Have you talked to someone and because I know I had. I've talked to someone and they be like, "You single?" I be like, "Yeah." And they be like, "Why?" And I'm like, "Dang, why something?" It's like they're like, "Something must be wrong with you," and I'm like, "Why?"
Right.
I'm just why?
No, I had that question before, and I really just combat. It's like I'm single, but for one, I'm not alone. Like for one, I found comfort in myself. You know what I mean? I know how to keep myself. But I'm right and doing something that I like to do, trying to start up a business or whatever. So I keep myself busy, and then too, cool. I mean, I have people try to talk to me, but just like they're not the one. I'm not gonna just say, "Oh yeah, you talk to me, let's be in a relationship."
Exactly.
So that's all I'm talking about. They're like, I have options, but just like, I'm not gonna settle.
I got options, boo. Don't get it.
Don't get it.
I just did one damn. Right. Okay. So, what are your deal breakers while dating?
Ooh. Put me in the hot seat. I think some of my deal breakers is you can't be lazy. I like people with ambition and also I'm gonna go ahead and be honest. I don't like people that's lazy because sometimes I can be lazy. Right. And I need somebody.
We both can't be lazy.
Right. I need somebody to get your ass up.
Right. Someone got to tell me to go.
I'm pretty good at doing it myself, but sometimes just having an extra nudge. Just not.
Right.
Can't be lazy. I know this a little too deep, but I don't like people who can take accountability for their actions. Like that's an instant turn off. Like if you did something, own up to it. I'm a very forgiving person for one. So like if you did something, even if it hurt my feelings, I'm willing to work through it. And so just be accountable for your actions. Like hey, I messed up. Are you willing to work it out, talk it out, and you move forward from there? And I guess my third thing would be, what's my third deal breaker? Oh, you can't be too serious. I know there's nothing that's going to be, but I like to laugh. I like to have fun. I'm already, combating a lot of other things. Like when I'm with you, I want to have fun. I want to smile. I want to laugh. I want to,
Yeah.
If you like all serious down to depression, like that's kind of like the turn off to me. What about you, Trishy Trish?
So this is more so. I don't know if it's like a them or a me thing, but back to I have to feel myself around you. It's a deal breaker if I don't feel myself around you.
Right.
And I can I've hung out with guys before, and I instantly wanted to tell them about my whole life story. Right. I just feel so open and myself around them. I can fart. I can fart. I can do a break dance. I can tell them, a secret or two. And, I'm comfortable with them. And I've hung out with guys for years where, you probably haven't, you don't know me as deep as you probably could. You know what I mean? And so I have to feel myself around you. It's a deal breaker if I don't.
Gotcha.
You have to be intelligent. You have to be able to teach me something. And that's not even just, a college degree or whatever you want to call it, intelligent these days. Like, know something, educate yourself on something. Don't be scrolling on Twitter all day. Don't be scrolling on Instagram all day. Tell me something I don't know. What's going on outside? What's going on in the news? Tell me about a little stock. Tell me anything you might know that I probably don't know.
Right.
Because you'd be surprised. People just don't be doing that.
I was tagging along with it too. Just kind of like able to engage in the intellectual conversation.
Yeah.
And not always think that you're thinking it's the right way, or be open to dialogue.
Yeah, and I also say taking accountability as well.
Yeah.
That's a big one for me.
Yeah, most definitely for me too. Especially like, you know, certain situations like, yo, just own up to it. I mean, half the time I don't even be mad.
Right.
Like if the situation come down or maybe if I heard something through the grapevine, like I don't be mad half the time. Just like, did this happen or that XYZ? And then like you not being accountable or trying to make excuses, like kind of just like, okay, whatever.
Yeah.
I'm over it.
And I also would say, just being a kind person, you'd be surprised. There's some rude people out here.
Yes.
And it's like you can love and treat me well all day, but I am watching how you treat others.
Yeah.
Alright, I'm watching how you speak to others.
Yes.
I'm watching also how you react when you're mad.
That's a good one.
How you react when I don't, you know, I'm not intentionally like, let me see how he acts if I don't give him what he wants.
Right.
But if it's just something I really don't want to give you,
right,
and you act crazy, I'm note it in my little note it down like, oh, he was acting crazy when I said no to this, blah blah blah. So you know, I pay attention to all that, and all them can make or break.
Yeah, I'm glad you said that to tag along. I don't know if this break out to another topic, but like when you're dating, you know, eventually, I know I date for long term, like hopefully for marriage. And like you said, like little stuff like that, like how you had to get mad or you kind, like you take the stuff, cause I'm like, look, I mean, I don't have kids. I don't need nobody raging and shit when I have kids. I mean, you know, I don't want to, I always, you know, I grew up in a toxic household. I don't want my kids to experience that. I want to have like a healthy, loving household, you know what I mean? Or even like you said, how you treat people, because like if we have kids, I want them to know that, hey, this is how you're supposed to treat people. You need to be a role model for our kids as well. So yeah, I think you hit that right on the thing.
Let's see. Well, let me throw one at you. Does something like career or income matter to you?
No. You can't be dead broke though.
Okay.
And if you are dead broke, you got to have a goal. Like if I'm dating somebody and they're working like, you know, a minimum wage job, and I would still say like it might sound kind of shallow, but you still got to have some type of goal that you're going towards. Like if you want to be, I don't care if you want to be a producer or you want to be a artist or you want to be an actor, you still got, I got to see that you're putting in work towards that goal. Because it's like, I feel like it's like picking up another child. No, I mean, like picking up a child, like, we got to be working towards something. Cause I'm gonna support you in your dreams, and I hope you do the same thing for me. But career and money, it's not a deal breaker, but it is something that you kind of like take into consideration. Like, okay, what's gonna happen in the next 5 years? Like, are you gonna be in the same spot, or are you really working to move up? Right. Because I know this off topic, but I remember somebody, Tabitha Brown. I don't know why I said Tabitha. I love her. But no, I remember when she was getting at Wendy Williams, like she said some real shit. Like she was like, my husband helped me down for all these years. He worked and helped me, and that's how I'm able to get where I'm at today.
And take care of him.
Exactly.
Why you do what he do.
Exactly. And so that's why I kind of feel like that's not a. Cause like if somebody's down at this moment, don't mean that they're always gonna be down. Right. And of course, I'm not dating like, oh, I see potential. You could be. It's just like I see your vision. I see your goal. I'm gonna support you. As long as you're working towards that goal, I mean, it is what it is. Like, I mean, I'm not big on material things, so.
Yeah, I don't think it's that important either now.
Right. Yeah.
You know, add something. But there's a difference between, you know, not having money because you just don't get paid the greatest, and or you just laying on your couch all day and you don't want to go to work.
That's fast.
Because you're going to have to go to work, boo. You have to go to work day and me, or have some type of income.
You're about to get fired. I don't know if it's a time limit up there.
Probably is.
He shouldn't be though. I'm having my work cut out when I edit this. But yeah, like you say, anything can happen. Anything most definitely can happen.
Are we planning to have kids? Are we gonna be able to take care of them kids?
Right.
All that, you know, I think it all depends on the situation at hand, what's to come, what we have planned for the future, blah blah blah. But overall, you know, just be working towards something.
Right.
Anything, bro.
Yeah, I got you. Most definitely though.
we spoke on it. I'm gonna go a little deeper into it. Do you think about potential? Like if you see someone with potential, you gonna be like, okay, cool. You ain't it right now, maybe, but
Yeah. I think that's kind of attractive too in a way, cause kind of like, I don't know, like like when you see people and you like, oh, I see your hunger, I see your passion.
Okay.
And I don't know, I kind of like that.
So you gotta kind of see it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I most definitely got to see it, like.
Okay.
And I got to see, like I said before, I still got to see you put in the work too. It ain't like you can say, oh, I'm gonna be a famous producer, and you ain't, made a track in 8 years. You know what I mean? Like,
you ain't even made a track.
I'll
play.
But yeah, most definitely. What about you? Potential?
Yes and no. I don't like to, like if we, how do I say this? Like yes. Long story short, yes. I'm just trying to figure out how I want to go to detail into it. Like, I can see your potential, but like you said, I just really have to see the work being put in, because you can play with potential and it be a dangerous game that you be sitting in the same stagnant place all day and it's just like, oh, I thought I saw your potential, but you haven't done nothing.
I'm gonna ask a question, because tying back into like we were saying about the Tabitha Brown thing. For granted, I don't know there's that situation. I'm not speaking on nobody's relationship.
Right.
But let's say hypothetically you had somebody that wanted to do something like in the entertainment industry. And entertainment industry is really hard to break into.
Right, yeah.
But let's say you have somebody like they're putting in the work, they're going to audition, they're you see them practicing monologues and stuff every day. But let's say it's like going on years and years and they're not able to catch a break. Do you think where this goes, I guess anybody listening, like, do you think there's something like you're like, okay, I'm just willing to hang in there and hope for, or there's something like, do you think? Cause I feel like it's different when you in the actual like time and space. You're like, oh, these bills getting due.
Yeah.
I want to go on this trip. You know what I mean? And is that something that, like I said, I guess to go back to the potential thing. Like, is that something that you still play around with and just hope for the best, or you stick it out on like the name of love?
I think like as long as you put in the work, you going to those auditions and stuff. You are trying to better your craft, because you could think you're doing good and you ain't doing that great. So you going to classes for whatever you're doing. You trying to educate yourself on it. You just doing all that you can, and I see that. Then I think I would stick it out. Now, if it came to like our bills and our babies and we got things to do, and you
might need part-time.
Yeah, for real. No, for real though. Like, I gave you the opportunity to go for it fully, and I'm like, boo, the funds is getting low. I'm stressed. Like, I love this for you, but like, hold on, what about me? Kind of, sort of. I was, especially like, you just never know when your dreams is gonna hit. It's really just that. So I wouldn't want to be like, you know what, dude, this is not working for you. Go ahead and cut it out, because I feel like that's not right either. But I might be like, hey, these bills, you want to go get a little part-time, a little remote something to support us, because it's getting a little hectic over here, But, I would definitely tell them to keep going.
Right. Yeah, I do think there's just something like you just sit down and have a mature conversation about like, hey, I'm still going to support your dreams, but like you said, bills got to get paid, kids got stuff to do, and so, yeah. Yeah,
and I think something like that they would see.
Yeah,
they would see, like, if you're the one for me,
right.
you're going to see, like, if I'm coming to you with it, it must be something serious. So.
Right.
Do you think, at this lovely 20s that we in, that, how everyone says dating to marry, right? Do you think every partner that you date needs to be someone that you're dating to marry?
No. Let me tell you why.
Okay.
No, because I feel like we're at that age where I know I have met people and it's like, this is gonna be like for fun. Like I remember I met some people and it's like, yeah, they're not. I don't want to say marriage material, but
you don't really see it.
Yeah, I don't see it, so it's kind of like, it's kind of like I'm just taking a chance, and in the back of your mind, it's like, nah, this ain't gonna work, but. And then some people are like, I know, especially like when I was in college, like I really dated for fun a lot. Cause I mean, like 19, 20, just you just meet people, feeling vibes, and see kind of learning what you like and what you don't like.
Right.
And so yeah, most definitely, like, you don't date everybody to marry, but I do think it just comes like that one person. You kind of like, oh. I don't know, man. You kind of coming at the right time.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, what about you then?
No. I don't think everyone that you're gonna date in your 20s, even if you are intentionally dating, like I'm trying to get married one day, preferably in the next few years than later. You know what I'm saying? But I think you need to. I think especially now, I'm dating intentionally. Like you said, in college, I mean, you know, at first I ain't gonna lie, I was that girl that would be dating like, oh. We gonna have babies. We gonna get married. We gonna graduate. We gonna be good. It's just gonna be like happily ever after, and that didn't happen. Right. So, you know, I can't lie. My views kind of just changed. It's just like, well, you know, even if they seem like, I hate to say it, but like a potential candidate of someone I would love to marry, it's just realistically, even if they are great, like it don't really got to be nothing wrong with them per se. It's just like, maybe that just wasn't in the cards for us. Because so you can meet some great people, like, overall, you can't really, you know, maybe everyone got their flaws. But overall, you can be like, I can see a future with you. And it just really don't work out that way. And you be wondering why. Like, dang, I was going to marry you. We was going to have a future. And even if it didn't end badly, it just probably wasn't in the cards. You know what I'm saying? So... yeah, I definitely think now at this time in my life, I'm dating intentionally. We ain't just doing it for fun and, you know, whatever else like we might be doing it for. Like, I'm really trying to get to know you and see what's up. Now, if we don't get married, I'm gonna be a little sad, but maybe that just wasn't meant to happen. And, you know, maybe the next individual I meet might be my husband. You never know.
I will say though, I know it's a little off topic, but working in the hospital, I don't know why I kind of put marriage in a different perspective for me.
Really? How?
So I remember I talked to this guy, elderly guy, of course, and he was in his 70s. He was good health. He was still walking around pimping, basically. Okay. But he was saying that I'm not breaking any HIPAA violations about not. But he was like just telling me about his life, this and the third, and he had been married twice. Okay. And he was still good friends with both his ex-wives. He had kids with this and the third. And he was just telling me, he was like, don't rush into marriage. And he was like, because you know you're gonna meet so many wonderful people. He said this gonna be like that one. You just like, you know. This is the one. And he was like, if it don't work out, still don't feel bad, because he was like, some people are only here for like chapters, you know what I mean? And it kind of put things in perspective, especially like when being, you know, his age, and he done went through 2 marriages. You know, I'm pretty sure like back in his time, he like 20 something. Oh, I'm married. This is one of my dreams.
Forever till I die.
But and then I think what even put things in the bigger perspective for me was that. Of course, you know, they had kids that probably kept them connected, but just like, they were literally still good friends, because like, you know, his ex-wife would come visit them, call, check on them. It's kind of like, wow, like, I don't know why kind of just kind of like put me in awe. I'm like, that's kind of weird.
Yeah, because, you know, you think about it, and people and stuff, and you like, it just be over. It be dead, it be, you know, sometimes a little bitter. Like, I don't want to talk to you no more. For all I know, you kind of dead to me, for real, so...
But then, like you said, like, I think it just kind of, like you said, just kind of like, maybe you just want in the cars, you know what I mean? Yeah. So, but that's why I think kind of put me in the mindset where, you know, I do want to get married, but I'm not going to rush it. I want to make sure that I feel a strong connection with this person, that I'm willing to go through a lot with this person before I move forward, because, you know, some people, they just like, I ain't going to trust you.
Yeah, for real. It's like, you know what?
Right. So,
let's see. Do we date to live or for survival? We in 2021. I kind of got the answer, but I want to see what you guys say.
I think I think I said it earlier. I think more so back then they dated for survival.
Yeah.
I think now people are, especially like I said, you know, especially with women. I feel like women's kind of. I do think. Oh, this is kind of tricky now. Think about it. Cause I will say, yeah, I think we do date for love now, but then again, we kind of date for like security in a way because everybody, it's easier if you have a partner to get a house. It's easier, to save money if you got somebody working with you.
Yeah.
It's easier to raise a child. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like maybe we still do date for survival in a way.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think we do.
You think we do? Okay.
I think we do. Just the reasons you were saying, just like, yeah, we can do it by ourselves, but like, who really wants to? Who really want to pay? I mean, like, yeah, I can pay my bills.
Right.
I mean, I'm blessed and thankful for that, but like, you want to come pay some of these bills so I can save some money?
Right.
Like, cause that would be great.
Right. Yeah.
So,
what about that?
Yeah, and even besides those type of stuff, like, just survival of like yourself. Like some people really be, I mean everyone really don't want to be alone.
Yeah,
that's some survival right there.
That's true.
Like you be looking at people like,
that's
why?
True. Some people just don't like the fact of being alone. And I was actually talking about this with a friend earlier, because sometimes being alone is scary too. Like, just being alone, like facing battles alone, being in your thoughts alone. Just kind of like, if you can have that special somebody to vent to, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I know I'm probably going off topic again, but I know one thing I had learned, I try to get better with. So a lot of times when I would date, I would always date for this person to be like my quote unquote sanctuary. And it's just like, I can go to you and vent and talk about anything and let you know what's on my mind. And I think that's what helped me. Once I got over that stage in my life and I kind of learned like vent to myself, learn different outlets and stuff. I don't really crave that as much in relationships, but I still remember how I feel like there should be alone though. Like, I just feel like nobody understands you. So I most definitely understand like why people date for that reason.
Yeah.
So yeah, most definitely.
Yeah. We're dating to survive in 2021. You don't have to.
Right.
But it definitely helps a lot.
Yeah.
Well, now that we have said all that, what do you think you can do better to improve your next relationship? All the things that you learned from your past, being young or even recently, all the things you probably thought you did wrong, they did wrong, you could have done better, they probably could have done better, you put it all in one. How would you improve your next relationship?
I know, especially at this moment, I'm learning to be more forgiving. Because, as you stated earlier, nobody's perfect. Everybody got their flaws. Believe it or not, I know people like, you were married, you should do this anyway. But I learned to be more empathetic. What I mean? Because sometimes I'm guilty of well, I feel this way, so yeah, I'm just, you made me feel this way, and da-da-da-da. Or, well, I didn't mean it that way, so you just kind of get, I was one of the people, I'm like, well, I didn't mean it that way, so I mean, learn okay, I see why they feel like this. Especially, you learn people about how they grew up and their background, so being more empathetic, and also just kind of, I think spoken a little bit earlier, just learning learning people love language, and just because maybe XYZ don't work for me, that don't mean it don't work for them, or just because XYZ work for them and it don't work for me, don't mean I shouldn't do it. You know what I mean? I don't know. I think there's some things, and then just kind of the basics, just learn to listen more and make them feel special. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just making us feel all around special.
I love that. I like it. My turn. A lot. I got a lot. But I'll start here. Communication. And that's in all my relationships. It's not even my romantic relationships. Just speaking up.
Right.
just the way I was raised, and that's a whole other story for a whole different day. Just the trauma I went through, like as a child, it'd be hard for me to speak, like literally just speak up and say it.
Right.
And I'm the type of person, which I am working on, especially like in relationships. You know, I let so many things slide, and you got one thing to tip it over.
Right.
Because if you tip it over, I might just blow up on you, and you might be looking like, why she blowing up on me?
Right.
And it's like, well, you did this and this and this and this. And it's just like, well, Patricia, had you communicated that all these things bothered you, maybe we would not be blowing up on this man today.
That's true. No.
So, you know, just learning how, like, my past affects me now. Communicating.
I agree.
I'll say, like, just treating people. I feel like I treat people pretty well, but just treating them how I want to be treated. Like I said, sometimes I don't be communicating, but I hate when people don't communicate to me.
Right.
I'm like, oh, if you go that way, why didn't you tell me?
Right.
And they're like, well, because you don't be communicating either some way. So just treating people how I want to be treated at all times. And yeah, just treating people with love and care and being forgiving as well.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah, cause I was real big on like, nah, you messed up. I'm moving on, da da da.
Me too.
Yeah, just kind of, it's like, okay. Now, long ain't nothing like major.
Yeah.
But if it's something like, oh, you forgot a day, or maybe, you know, cause like I was big on like, if I tell you something bothering me and you do it again, oh.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
But now I just be like, okay, now don't get me wrong, I'm not gonna have to keep reminding you. But it's like you make a slip up or, you know, do something again, I said bother me, I will remind you again. I had learned like, you know, just give somebody some reminder, like most of the time they won't do it again.
Yeah.
Especially if they really care for you, they got good intentions.
Yeah.
Just don't communicate like, hey, you know, you did X, Y, Z again, I told you it bothered me, and I told you about, ooh, I didn't realize I was doing that, or, you know, whatever. So, yeah, so most definitely communication, like you said.
And I also say boundaries. I've been working on that a lot in 2021. If you listen to the podcast, you know, boundaries. I just noticed, especially like this year more so than ever, I don't have a boundaries a lot for real with people, just everybody. And I think so more so in dating, because I'm like, oh, I want them to love me. I want them to know like I will be here no matter what.
Right.
And now I'm like, no, I got boundaries now. Like, of course, you know, we all gonna make mistakes. I'll give you a reminder or two, but like, I think there just needs to be a good, healthy balance of, you know what? We're going to cut this off right here because you playing with me.
Right.
Or just, not, you know, I need to take a step back. Or just creating those boundaries to let people know, like, I'm not playing about this. You thought I was playing about this, or you did it again. And, you know, there's consequences for our actions.
That's true.
In real life and in relationships. So, you know.
That's true.
Just put all that into play.
Yeah.
Well. You got any advice for these people on dating? Anything you want to say?
I don't know. Look, y'all, I'm sorry this camera bootleg. Let me make sure. Okay, it's still recording. Perfect. I don't know if I have anything. I would say, when you dating, just dating is really, especially if you're trying to date seriously, it's a act of selfishness. So you do have to be prepared to, not always put your partner needs before yours, but know that it's going to happen and be willing to do so. And also, like Patricia said, learn to communicate. And also in a relationship, you got to learn to work as a team, because that's basically what you are.
Yeah.
Learn to work as a team, what's each other's strengths and weaknesses, and learn how to listen without being offensive. I don't know if I said it right. Shit. Okay. Listen without getting offended easily. And also, when you're speaking, you're communicating, speaking out of a place of love, and you know, just trying to, I don't know, and be soft with your partner too. I believe like this. I think that's.
I like those.
Yeah.
I like those. I'll say for advice, just know it's trial and error.
Yeah, most definitely.
You know, it really is trial and error. Some people you gonna meet, you know, y'all might fade away, but they might come back. They might be your partner. Some people you dating to marry, and you're not gonna get married to them. So you know, just trial and error. But I think just intentionally giving your all and being vulnerable with who you feel is right, and following your intuition. If you don't think they're the one, and you don't think they're right, you don't think they're a good person, go ahead and let that go. You know, just not playing with people and just taking it intentionally, treating people how you want to be treated, and you know, I think it will all work out how it's supposed to.
I think so too.
Well, thank you so much, Tori, for coming on the podcast.
Thank you for having me. I feel like I feel so important now.
It's important. You out here saving lives on the daily. This is my nurse friend, y'all. He be saving lives on the daily.
I be trying my best. Yeah, I really do. But thank you for having me. I wish the best for your podcast.
Thank you. You gonna be back.
I'm about to say, I'm about to
It ain't like, it's not the first time y'all gonna see him. He coming back.
Most definitely. We'll come back with some good topics too.
We got some more coming. Yeah. We already got it planned, so.
Right.
Until I speak to you guys again.
Alrighty.
Peace.